Hello everyone, here's Palurdas and welcome to the overview video for the free fantasy skeleton rig for Blender 4.4.3. This rig should work at least with version 4.2 because I think up to version 4.2 was the rig layer update. So yeah, and that's a completely free rig you can use for any non-commercial purpose, but yeah, let's get started with the overview. So, and here, that's how it looks like if you open the file. You have here the character, here the information, and here the render properties. So, you have here also, I am the creator of the skeleton rig, of the armor and weapons and stuff, textured with Substance Painter 2021. So here are my links, and yeah, the file was saved with Blender version 4.4.3. It should work also with this version or any version above. So below, you need to test it. So Simplify is active, just that you know this. And yeah, the use is only for non-commercial stuff, for personal purpose, for fan projects, everything where you don't make any earnings with it. And it would be cool if you credit me. I would like to see what you do with it. So, more information about the license you see under this link. And here are the changelogs. Well, the version 1.0. And yeah, it has a Rigify based rig that I have modified. Customizable clothing and weapon style, dynamic cloth physics, and shader controllers. So, first of all, you have here also the action editor. And the action editor you have 4 presets. This is the warrior preset, you have a mage preset, a knight preset, and a berserker preset. So, and if you want to animate a character, you should probably start with keying. That's where the character is in a kind of a rest pose, and you can here also start customizing it. So, as already mentioned, it's a Rigify based rig. It has all the IK and FAK controllers that you know from a Rigify rig. So also it has 2 root bones. So this is the root property bone. Here you have all the settings, and this is the master root bone. And you have also here the rig layers in the item tab. You can here enable all the usual Rigify layers you know, but also have a Rigify layer for armor, for the rope, and for the shield. And here, by the root layer, you have the weapons. So, start with the gear bone. You have here is the second root bone. And here you have different controllers. Here you have the shader controllers, and here the switches for the clothing. So you can here on the first switch the helmet, the helm cover, or something like this. How do you want to call this? You have here a hoodie, and 3 different helms. And you can also here enable or disable the horns. On the second switch, the third switch, you have the change for the top clothing. And it's also so if you have, for example, enabled this cloak or the rope, it automatically disables the shoulder and arm armor, so that you have not any weird overlap of the different objects, as well here with the chainmail that covers or hides the shoulder armor. So you have here also the different shoulder armors you can change. Here you have to switch for the arm armor. Then you have two different pants, with knee armor and without. And you have also different boots. And that's how you customize your character with these sliders. There's no need to hide or unhide any collections and stuff like this. So, for the weapons, you have for the sword and the axe an alternate style. For the sword, you have here, yeah, the messer, I would say. I think that was the historical meaning, that a messer has only one-sided sharp side, if I remember correctly. And the second style is here the broken two-handed sword. And yeah, both share the same rig with the deformations. The same for the axe, where you have this kind of two-handed axe, or this one. On 0, the weapon just disappears, and that's, in my opinion, sometimes easier than just move it away. I like to have these options for the equipment. It's also for the stuff and the shield, but I have not a second alternate. In this case, all weapons have the shield and the weapons have all snap option, where you can snap the weapon or the shield to the right or left hand. Yep. So, for the staff, you have also here, besides the snap and style options, the shader options. If I enable here preview render, then you can see that it has a glowing stone. If I press play, it automatically have this living, I would call it like this. The same for the skeleton emission. It's automatically animated if you press play. So, and here on the gemstone, you can here change the emission strength. You have also enabled a composition. I should mention that before. You have just a glare node that makes a bloom. So that's enabled, just that you notice. And yeah, you have here also a change for the hue, the saturation, and the value to customize the stuff gemstone. For the skeleton, you have also similar settings for the glow and the body. You have here the emission, the emission strength for the body, also with a hue, saturation, and a value slider. But the same you have also for the bones, so that you can also change the color of the bones if you like. So, and yeah, besides these options, you have also here these two top settings. It's the cloth physics and the performance mode. So, if I disable simplify, you get all subdivisions back. That you here also is good visible in viewports. And for example, we are activate the warrior layer. So, and yeah, if I press play, it will also automatically place the cloth simulation. All clothing have a subdivision surface modifier above the cloth simulation. If you turn on simplify and press play, it gets faster, but as soon you turn it off or you will render it out, you will see this weird behavior of clothing. And that's because there is a subdivision before the clothing or above the clothing. So, and yeah, if you press play, you see also that it really drops the FPS down. And that's what the performance mode is for. If you turn it on, it disables every unnecessary modifiers. It's mostly solidify and subdivision surfaces that are not needed for the cloth simulation. So it turns off every modifier, but it keeps the dynamics for the cloth. Also, for example, the top here has still the subdivision active about the cloth modifier, and so because I have this subdivision above the cloth modifier to make the cloth more dynamic, and the subdivision after the cloth will be disabled, but only for viewport. Yeah, to keep a little bit better performance, it will also probably speed up the baking process. So, and yeah, that's also the same for the mage, for example, who's his big rope. It's also all cloth physics based. And here, as you can see, I had the problem already before that the hood not collides with the rope. I don't know why it is like this, but to keep this working properly, I need to delete the cloth physics and with pressing Ctrl Z, bring it back and replay it. And then it collides with the clock. I don't know why it is like this. I tried some things to get solved of this, but I assume it's a kind of Blender bug. But that's currently the only way I found out to get this working. So, and yeah, so that's mostly it. I not really maintain. Here you have, of course, yeah, the controller for the clock. If you want to hand animate it, you have also on the master root the options to disable the cloth physics if you like. So you see also here getting full 24 FPS. If you still don't get 24 FPS by using the Blender version 4.5 or above, it might be because of the version itself. I did a testing that the current Blender versions has a much worse viewport playback. I tested it with the Rory rig I had, and yeah, faced this problem. So also no matter if you use Vulkan or OpenGL. So yeah, genau, you can disable the cloth physics, and you have here for the first bone of the clock, for every bone, the options to make a limb follow. What means if you move the character and limb follow is on 0, it not follows the the body. No? Same for here. Ja, genau. For the hanging thingy here. So this basically this here for the arms I have for the cloak stuff. And yeah, if I go back to warrior, I also not really showed this. You have here the armor layer with berserker maybe, where you can here control the arms. Yeah, and here also for the knees by the knight. So, and yeah, that's it for the video. I hope you liked the rig. I hope you have fun with it. You can also post comments about it, what you features you maybe wish, what bugs you maybe found I can fix and stuff like this. Just let me know in the comments, and that's it with the video. So then we see us in another video. Cheerio!